That's why they put those high-spy cameras and fire hydrants.
They got X-ray satellites to read your mail before it's open. They got this secret base beneath the ocean, testing out explosions of nuclear bombs down in the Oakland. That's why those crackheads are smoking. It's remote-controlled emotions, triggered by cops with laptops. A chip inside your skin implanted with your tetanus shot. Long before you could walk, they had you locked and barcoded. But race, color, and class, your life is downloaded.
They send subliminals with minimal effort, so you're unable to control your thought process. Ever since they installed your cable, reason for your behavior. Direct TV is the ringer. Why else would tell your people to live the Jerry Springer?
It's all live from baseball to apple pie to bomb. Waco, Texas, Heaven's Gate to Oklahoma bomb. The Desert Storm syndrome experiment that went wrong. Inject their own, cause they probably won't come home anyway.
The Vietnam conflict was a mere experiment. So just came back from the war, couldn't tell you where they went. And commandos that don't come back, they used to their advantage. Considered guinea pigs to repopulate it.
FBI spying on us through the radio antennas.
Cause there's nowhere to hide unless you move to outer space.
FBI spying on us through the radio antennas.
Cause there's nowhere to hide unless you move to outer space.
Spying on us through the antennas.
Cause there's hide unless you face.
Spying on us through the antennas.
Cause there's hide unless you
Hallucinate these men in fact, but they don't want to know the truth about the Freemasons pursuit. Illuminati selling human bodies to the Russians. They fake Bruce Lee's death so we can train alien Spartans.
When you drink a 40-ounce brew, all you really do is ingest enzymes the government designed to lower your IQ. Past genetic flaws, though the combination varies. And this is why the cheapest liquor tastes just like fruits and berries.
That's cause they want to kill all the blacks, so they invented gangsta rap race tracks with evil thoughts of selling crack for Cadillacs and cream. Target the bro, ghetto king, and those rap magazines. Keep it broke by advertising hundred $100
It's the Bronx in the house.
Sean Tucker, 2000. Jerry Beeks, Sammy Kalaman, Casper Gold, BX style, rapping hard. Q4, heavy hitters.
It's the Bronx slang, Bronx bang, you can't hang. It's the Bronx thing, Bronx swing, we Bronx kings. It's the Bronx bang, Bronx slang, you can't hang. It's the Bronx thing, Bronx swing, we Bronx kings.
I'm from the Bronx, punk. We hustle keys while we puff blunts and make tracks. Pull out gas like Duck Hunt. We bag dimes, mad fine with mad shines, mad crimes. Niggas is doing mad time. We tote blocks, bust shots and sell rocks. Control blocks, flood spots and dodge cops. Smoke reefer, buy sneakers and blow speakers. Use beepers to sell the drugs for mad cheaper. Pimp bitches, sell pussy for quick riches. Dig bitches for retarded ass dick snitches. We write rhymes, make beats and whole nines. Sip Coronas, twist square the little lime. We spit flows, make dough and rip shows. For anybody sniffing snow, I got the blow. Coming cop, we rockin' the block. It don't stop, hip hop, Big Sean gon' rock. It's the
Doing his thing. He was kind of ripping it down there, ain't gonna front. It's ridiculous. Want to pick you up for that, sir.
Thanks very much.
First Friday of every month.
Just rocking over a Skids beat there.
Yeah,
amazing Skids.
Yeah, pick up Skids. Now I just want to plug a couple of things that are happening with us. Watch out for the big Midlands Christmas Jam, Saturday the 23rd of December, Saturday before Christmas at the Mezzanine in Wolverhampton, Westwood Goldfinger and LJ Blends. First 300 ladies free, £8 at the gate. And then, the Wednesday after Christmas, the 27th, the Hammersmith Pally, Shepherd's Bush Road with Cypher Sounds flying in from the NYC. Goldfinger, Westwood and LJ Blends.
Can I just quickly say, Black Twang, whose record was played about 18 times tonight, he's going to be performing at the Scala Scratch on Thursday the 7th of December, I believe.
Big up Black Twang. Damn, man, we did your thing, man. It's great to have you back up here.
It's good to be here, man.
Yeah, it's good feeling.
You're back 2 times world champ.
Incredible. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. We got to jump. Stand by for Fabio and Groove Rider. All right, we out.
Later.
Across the UK, Fabio on 97 to 99 FM, Radio 1.
Yeah. That's the way we roll. That's the way we roll. We're going to kicking off today's show. The first studio show in ages, so I'm a bit rusty, as you can tell by my intro. A bit rusty. I haven't been in here for a long time. I think it's 5 weeks since I've done a radio show. But many thanks to Tim Westwood. Once again, playing the very best in hip-hop. The very best. Catch him again tomorrow night, 9 till 12. He puts in a bit of R&B flavour into the hip-hop mix. Radio 1, baby. We've got a special show tonight. We've got a special show. As we're coming up to near Christmas and it's time to celebrate. And we've just come off a very successful tour. Many thanks to all the clubs involved in that. Many thanks to New York Sushi. Many thanks to The Glow in Aberdeen. Many thanks to Leicester University. And last but not least, many thanks to The Matrix, which was on fire last week. Every single gig was sold out. Every single gig was on fire. Proving once again the strength of drum and bass. And the revolution arrives next year, trust me. And speaking of revolutions, we've got one of the real pioneers. You know, we talk about pioneers and so forth all the time. We've got one of the real true pioneers in with me tonight. The mighty Rob Playford, whose influence on the scene goes back to 1990. 2 years after the dance explosion, a man who's had a major hand in some of drum and bass' greatest moments. Rob Playford in the house. What's up, Rob?
Good evening.
Yeah, what's happening?
Yep, I'm here.
Long time no see, Rob.
Yep, and you.
Well, anyway, listen, I'll tell you what, man, we've got so much things to talk about later.
Yep.
The show's going to be a bit tight tonight. It's going to be a little bit tight.
It is. We're going to have to pack some stuff in.
Yeah, we're going to have to really pack some stuff in, but of course your back catalogue is one of the most impressive in dance music. You know, let's not just kind of sample it down to drum and bass in dance music. Moving Shadow has been going for so long. How many releases have you had now?
What are we on at the moment? 150? Around there, plus all the other things, the albums and all the other...
Yeah, the other little bits and pieces.
Side bits.
Wicked, man. Anyway, Rob, listen, we're going to have a proper deep talk later.
Yep.
And you're going to be with me all the way through the show, yeah?
I am, yeah, I'm staying.
All right, cool stuff. So that's Rob Playford in the house. It's Fabio. This is how we do Radio 1 drum and bass. 2 till 4. Live and direct. So we've also got the Mighty 5 Rollers tonight. We've got 6 of the best. And also you got a chance to win some cool clubbing gear, trainers and clothes, and a stack of Moving Shadow re-releases. So the show tonight is going to be hot. Also, got to tell you a few little things that I've been doing. Went to see Madonna in the week. I'll tell you what, I've got some jokes for you later. It's Radio 1. This is how we do Fabio. Kicked off with the sounds. Some dub plate pressure. The drum and bass reworking of Go, Moby, of course. So that one's Undercover, if you get my drift. Continuing in old school flavour. Center Total Science, a track entitled Bustin' Loose. This is how we do Friday night. very, very reminiscent of the old school vibe. Excellent to hear the old stabs coming back. Brilliant stuff. The sound of Total Science, a track entitled Bustin' Loose. Maybe a couple more tracks from them coming up later. They are blowing up at the moment. Big shout going out to Quiff. Also big shout going out to the Spin Bag. I'd like to thank everyone also who attended Swerve birthday party on Wednesday. It was heaving. Great set by the mighty Groove Rider. Absolutely on fire. So 3 years we've been doing Swerve 3 years and we've finally got it right. Sometimes it takes that long. But watch out for the Christmas party. Myself, Total Science. Also Primary Motive in the house. Remember, we've got the mighty Rob Playford here. We've got the mighty Rob Playford in the house. Of course, Moving Shadow's been going such a long time, but the man behind the shadow will be speaking for the first time on Radio 1, so excellent to have Rob Playford in the house. Remember, we've got 6 of the best. We've got the 5 mighty rollers. A lot of talk. A lot of talk's going to be going on tonight. It's a bit of football talk, as you know. Tottenham, 9th in the league. That's all good. And let's not forget the very best of music, some killer cuts. Some absolutely brilliant tracks around at the moment. Keeping on the old school vibe. bringing the beats back. Once again, world exclusive, the sound of Special Forces. You know what? I've got about four Special Forces pieces that I don't know what is happening with them. I'm not sure if they're ever going to be released. I'm not sure. But some more from Special Forces, AK, Photech, a bit later on. Different thing. Proper old school business. Big shout going out to Photech. Also big shout going out to the Pesce. Big shout going out to Rachel as well, also up in the place. Peace, peace, peace. We've got Rob Playford in the house. In about 10 minutes we're going to be chatting. Mighty 5 Rollers, where we've got 2 new entries, 2 re-entries, 1 going up. That's coming up in about 5 minutes. Also, like to say big shout to everyone who attended the music box last week. I totally ironed out over the weekend. I got murdered. I've done Reading, I've done Manchester, I've done Leeds on Monday. I'm all over the shop. But big shout to everyone at the music box. Big shout going out to Luke. Keeping it going with the real vibe. Went over there, played a little bit of old school, some Left Field Not Forgotten, Ralph Rosario, You Used to Hold Me. You know the shout. Played a little bit of drum and bass, a little bit of JBs, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It was a wonderful night. And it's good to go to an eclectic club with an atmosphere like a rave club. It was properly going off in there. So big shout to everyone who went over to the music box in Manchester. Really good vibe, really good crowd, really good club. Big shout going out to Luke. Also, Monday night travelled over to Leeds to a place called the Majestic, which is a bit of a Shannon Tracy club, but a massive club, about 4,000 people. Upstairs, Radio 1 was well represented that night. Upstairs, you had Spoonie and them guys throwing down the garage flavours, and downstairs was myself, also Storm and the Groove Rider. And I tell you what, it was on fire. 4,000 people up in the piece, 2,000 upstairs, 2,000 downstairs. It went off in there. So big shout to everyone involved. Big shout going out to all the Leeds Massive. Also appearing on the night was Marshall Jefferson, Norman J, Black Twang. A very broad range of music, but it all worked. It was all good. We got in there at 2 o'clock Monday night, Tuesday morning. There was 2,000 people in there. That's a true testament. Here's something coming up from Creative Source. Santa Carlito, Addiction. Track entitled You Got Me Thinking. I love this, I love this. It's a Swerve classic already. I'd like to send a big shout going out to Osh, Rodney. Right, we're going to do the Mighty 5 Rollers next, and we're going to have a chat with the mighty Rob Playford straight after that. It's Fabio, it's Radio 1. This is how we do Friday night, Saturday morning. Yeah. The sound of Carlito and Addiction. Track causing a bit of a storm at the moment. Track entitled You Got Me Thinking. Hopefully it's going to be on Creative Source. There's some logistics we've got to clear up first. Right, the Mighty Five Rollers are coming next. And then straight after that we'll talk to the mighty Rob Playford. Right, in the top 5 rollers this week we've got 1 going up, 2 re-entries, 2 new entries. Compiled by Music First, by Black Market and by Replay.
It's where it's at.
The king of cool stuff, Fabio. Top 5 tunes of the week. Number 5.
Number 5, we've got the re-entry. Ram Raiders EP Part 1 on Ram Recordings. Number 5, re-entry. Big shout going out to Andy C, Shimon. And not forgetting Ant Miles. The Mighty Ram Crew. Number 5. Only 1 track from last week still in the chart. Number 4, London Electricity. A track you heard first on this show. Andy C on the mix once again, round the corner. London Electricity, Hospital Records. That's up 1. Watch out for their album coming out. Also a killer remix, Marcus the Intellect versus Robert Owens. Oh, please. Number 3, we've got Decoder.
3.
Concussion album on Technical Itch, re-entry. In at 3, big shout going out to Decoder, also to Mark Ledge, also to Kasheen, all the Bristol crew. Shouting all the Full Cycle heads. And do remember, we got Full Cycle up in the place before Christmas as well. The whole Full Cycle clique, hopefully, will be on Groove Rider's show next week. Second highest new entry. Coming in at number 2.
Number 2.
Ed Rush, Optical, So Come. The EP on Virus. Remember, watch out for the album The Creeps. That's a bad name. So you know that's going to be scary as hell. Ed Rush, Optical, So Come, the EP, new entry on Virus. Big shout going out to the guys. Watch out to the album. I'm sure that's going to be number 1 just before Christmas. Anyway, at number 5, we've got re-entry Ram Raiders EP Part 1 on Ram Recordings.
Number 1.
Number 4, London Electricity round the corner. Number 3, Decoder, Concussion album on Technical Itch, re-entry. Number 2, second highest new entry, Ed Rush, Optical, So Come, the EP. And number 1, the marvellous, the wonderful Total Science. What's My Code? Total Science. On their own label. And a classic. The remix that has been around, another track that you heard on this show about a year ago. I'm not blowing my own trumpet, even though I can, but You heard it here first. Big shout going out to Quiff and Spin Back. Remember, straight after this, the Moving Shadow sessions, we're going to go old school. Rob Playford in the place. This is how we do, Fabio. The sessions, Friday night, Saturday morning. In the background, you can hear Music Takes You. The sound of Blade. Yes, the Blade. From back in the day. Can you hear yourself speak at all there, Rob?
I can.
Oh, you can hear yourself clearly, yeah? Wicked. Now, Rob, listen, this is the great thing about Moving Shadow and about yourself, there's this kind of air of mystique about you.
Yeah.
That you do carry that. No one sees you that much. You've always been there doing your thing, and you've always
in the shadow.
Bought out 100. Yeah, in the shadow. Bought out. Yeah, that's quite symbolic. I get the irony thing there. Yeah, but you bought out 150 releases, which is an amazing amount of releases on any dance music scale, and. So we want to kind of find out a bit about the man himself behind the Moving Shadow. So the first question I'm going to ask you is was you influenced by the early acid house thing? And
yeah, definitely. I mean, I was DJing at that time, and that's what got me into all of this.
Right.
The whole scene, really. But before that, I was DJing, obviously, from being around in the UK in the 80s, just everything that was black music back then, hip hop, soul. And
so was you kind of part of this? Because I know in the mid 80s there was this whole thing about electronic music.
Yeah.
And there was the Depeche Mode thing going on, and there was and the new romantic thing had died slightly, but there was a new age of electronic music, and Trevor Horn, what he was doing with Frankie Goes to Hollywood and stuff like that. Yeah. So was you up on all that stuff as well?
Yeah, I was. I mean, that was probably what I was into first, and then electro came along, and that was kind of very technical, and it was a kind of mixture of a new thing that was happening, really, and that's what really sparked me off and got me into wanting to get some turntables.
Right, and so that's what you did. The first, did you have an idea that you wanted to do engineering or play a part in the music scene, or was it kind of like just an ambition to kind of just get some decks and get DJing, really?
I guess it's a power thing. You can create another record with your own hands just by mixing up two other tunes. You know, I used to go into the DMC competitions way back in the days and that sort of thing. So that whole side of it was what excited me first.
You see, I've known you for a long time. I did not know that. See, that's a big surprise for me. I didn't know that. Wicked, man.
There you go.
So was you scratching up hip-hop and electro and stuff like that,
Yeah, more it was after that. It was into soul and stuff by them days, you know.
Right. So what year are we talking about here?
I suppose 85, 86.
Excellent stuff, man.
Yeah.
So then of course the whole dance thing happened, and how did you make the transition from playing soul and stuff like that to kind of getting into the early house stuff?
Okay, well, house music came along and garage really over to the UK, and I was part of the sound system back then, and being the only whitey in the sound system, I had to play.
What was the sound system called?
It was called Charisma.
Right, wicked. Yeah, I like that kind of ladies' choice kind of name. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I was the one that had to play the fast stuff. So it was that simple.
Wicked.
But at that time, the guys that were in it that were older than me, they had a lot of old funk and stuff as well, which I was like, wow, I'd never heard this stuff before. Coming from the electronic end,
for sure,
you know. So that was totally blew me away. So then I was getting all of it together, using all of it in my sets and things.
So what was the first tracks that really influenced you? Was you digging kind of like, because remember at that time as well there was the acid thing and there was the house thing. Was you more of an acid man or more of a deep house man?
More of acid because of the energy.
Yeah.
With the house stuff, obviously, that was all part of everything, and even back then, even soul was being played. You know, Soul to Soul would be played at the same night as house, and even all the acid stuff, and Tongi was playing all that stuff at the clubs back then. But it used to be all in one night. It never wasn't split up like it is nowadays.
That's the funny thing, and it's hard to get that over to people, and that's why when I do eclectic sets, you know, you do get the odd drum and bass person come up to me and say, you know, what the hell's this you're playing? And I'm like, you know, they don't understand this whole thing that back in the day, you could drop a soul to soul tune in.
Yeah.
At the end of the night, you could play a little soul to soul tune, or you can mix things up a lot more than you can now. Yeah. It got a lot more rigid now. We'll talk about that a little bit more later, but I want to get onto your what made you kind of got you the idea to start a label.
It wasn't a label, I wanted to make a tune. I bought myself a sampler because that was the next stage on from having the decks. I guess in like true hip-hop ethics, really. Bought myself a sampler and started to mess around with making a tune, basically. And the next stage was, I thought, well, I can't be asked to send it to anyone. Let me just see what the process is about actually getting it onto vinyl. Just as I'd like to see how it's done, just a bit inquisitive. And took it around the shops that I was buying records from back then. They loved it. That sold, and the rest is history.
You thought, you know what, made a little bit of money here. You know what, I'm going to carry on with this little thing here. And what was your first release?
It was I called myself the Orbital Project back then, and it was called Orbital Madness.
Wow!
And that was before there was 3 releases that were actually before Shadow 1. So there's another.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So was the label called Moving Shadow then, or?
It didn't have a name because it was just me. It was like, it wasn't a label. I didn't set out to have a label. I was just like, fancied making a tune because I was DJ and I wanted to, like people do now. You want to make your own plates. That was way before plates.
For sure. Yeah.
Anything out of reggae, you know. No one had plates and stuff.
Uh-huh.
So it was just a case of I did one, did another one, did another one. And by the third one, people got to know of me making these tunes, and people that I knew that were local to me said, you know, we've got some ideas as well. Can we come and do some bits?
And who were the guys that was local to you at the time?
At the time, I guess the first ones was doing with. We had a night that we were doing. One of the guys was Cosmo and Dibs. Two of the other guys was with me in Too Bad Mice, so that's Simon and Sean. So Steve Thrower, Simon and Sean, and Earth Leakage Trip turned up as well.
Yeah. I remember them guys.
Through a friend of a friend, and like I say, that was my week. That was all my evenings after work, because I was still working. I had a day job. And all my evenings until early hours of the morning was spent making these tunes with these other guys.
So did you have a long-term thing? Did you... Because I know back in the day, I mean, me and Groove Rider, we used to do a place called Stone Crow in Stratham, and we used to play there for like a tenner.
Yeah.
And there was no long-term ideals at all. We was basically living for today, and that's all you was doing.
All I was doing was living for the weekend.
Yeah,
you know.
Right. And
that's what we were making tunes for as well. And then later, as we got to know the people that were playing our tunes, you being one of them as well, we're making these tunes so that we can go and give them to you and hear them out of the weekend. And that was all it was about.
Right, you know what, Rob? I'm doing this so old school here that I'm just going to put on a tune while we're talking. We've got. I'm just queuing up Bomb Scare. This is the way I do it. This is the way we do it on a Friday night.
Slap it on.
Yeah. So I know integral to Moving Shadow was Two Bad Mice.
Yeah.
They made some amazing tunes, and they kind of brought a raw flavour and brought different sounds and elements to what was going on.
It was pretty unique because we had three people that were coming from three completely different backgrounds, but we all liked what the end product was. So I don't know that many others. I mean, of course, there's like Reinforced had their angle on that as well. But there weren't many other labels that had that kind of difference in people. You had people, and you do nowadays, you get people that are just into one thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to last too long. So it's good, you know, when you've got people that someone's coming from hip-hop, someone's coming from house, and someone's coming from another angle that, you know, it really works because you can get different heads. Three heads are better than one.
Yeah, for sure. And I did detect that with Two Bad Mice. There was all kinds of flavours at the time that was running at the time, that was kind of big in the clubs. We brought it all into this kind of breakbeat ethic, and you know, there's pads there's really interesting sounds, and there's a lot of subtlety in what Two Bad Mice did as well.
Yeah.
You know, and with
production.
Production was wicked, man.
Exactly.
So Bomb Scare, was that one of the biggest earlier sellers for you?
I think probably until about last year, it was still the biggest seller.
You're joking? Seriously?
Sold a lot.
What year did that get released?
Was it 92?
Right,
yeah.
92?
Yeah.
So
I can remember.
Yeah, you know that, Anyway, we're going to get on the Bomb Scare tip. This is something, Rob Playford's biggest seller. Nearly his biggest seller to date. We've got the mighty Rob Playford in the house. We're going back in time. Play You a Killer. This track, Down Rage, this was a killer tune, Down Rage, Rob.
Yep.
So we're going to be talking to Rob Playford for the next half an hour or so. He's going to be in the studio for the next hour and a half with us. Killer tune. I've got to say a big up also to the Two Bad Mice crew. This is how we do Friday night. Rob Playford in the house. sound of Too Bad Mice, Bomb Scare, from the year 1992. And this was all just before the whole jungle explosion.
Yeah.
Now, did you know it was coming? Did you know what was coming, really?
No, because everyone kept telling us it wasn't going to come.
Yeah,
all
right.
the people in the media, they're all house heads and diehards from that era, and they weren't at all interested in this new stuff that was coming along. So they, we didn't have any space anywhere, not on radio, not on press, anywhere.
Was it really frustrating at the time, that whole...
No, because that's not why I have or do it.
Yeah, right.
So for me personally, no, not at all. I know for other people that wanted it to be and wanted to get recognition and stuff, it was very frustrating, but not for me. I was just in it because I was enjoying what I was doing.
But saying that, as a person who runs a record label, was it hard at the time to keep the guys... What's the word I'm looking for? Was it difficult to keep the guys happy, so to speak?
Because I think we were all doing it for the same reason. Well,
yeah, that's right. That's right.
Everyone that's been involved with the label has been involved with it for a long, long time. Whatever stints people have done, and there's still some people there that have been there from way early as well. And I think, that's the best bit about it. Everyone's still doing it for the same reasons.
I tell you what disappoints me a bit nowadays. I mean, what you just said there is a prime example of people, the hunger that everyone had back in the day. And what's disappointed me in the last couple of years, and I'm not going to name no names, but a few of the bigger artists, the hunger seems to have gone, and you seem things outside influences seem to affect them.
Well, it's quite simply it's being done for different reasons. Whether there are things that it should have gone like that or not, it doesn't matter. It did. Hopefully that'll change. All
right then, we're going to go right up to the next year, 93.
Seems like yesterday.
And yeah, it does seem like yesterday, because we're going to play a tune that you play it now.
It still works.
And it's still, this is no word of a lie. If I was to get this tune on a DAT, say last week, I would still be amazed by this tune. Now, it's the helicopter tune, and it happened just before the jungle explosion, and this is one of the tunes that really kicked the whole jungle thing off. Now, when the guys gave you this, did you have any idea on how integral it was going to be to the whole movement?
I think the first time I heard it, we were doing a PA at the Roller Express, and
wow.
I think Randall had played it or something, if my memory serves me right anyway. And I didn't know what it was, and I was like, wow, what a tune. And went backstage, we were just about to go on and do a PA. It was Too Bad Mice, so Sean was there, and I was like, wow, that tune. And he said, oh yeah, I did it. I was like, oh my God.
But they were very kind of blasé about it, because I remember hearing it and them, I was saying that track, and they were like, yeah, we just done a little thing, and but I think that the whole thing with that track, it was so clean, yet it was so simple, and it was spot on for the time, and that helicopter thing at the beginning, that it was all over.
It made all the rewinds work.
Yeah, definitely. So right now, this was 1993.
Yeah,
and
right
this
at
was
the end.
Right. This was just before the explosion, just before Timeless and stuff like that.
It was.
And great memories. Did you still play this one?
Yeah.
You know that. Rob Playford in the house. We have got one of I've played this on my history lesson a couple of times. It's a very important tune. Deep Blue, the helicopter tune. Absolutely. One of the more absolute drum and bass tracks. That track still sounds... I can't believe how fresh that track still sounds. Exactly. Amazing. That whole percussion riff and absolutely brilliant stuff. So, at the time of the release of this track, you founded a lot of artists as well. You know, people like Omni Trio and Foul Play as well. Yeah. How did you go about finding the artists, or did they...
Well, this was coming into the next stage, really. It wasn't people that necessarily were local, but it was people that then started to send things in. I mean, Blame was the first person who sent in... we were starting to get demos then, but that was the first one we got that was like, wow.
Oh, really? Blame, yeah?
Yeah,
right.
So Music Takes You was the first real demo that we picked up. And then we started to get other people that were making things on other labels, like Foul Play had their thing going.
Of course.
Omni Trio had got his thing going because he had the shop as well with Parliament Records. So, you know, these people were doing things, and they were, I don't know, I suppose we'd got something going at the time, and the whole Moving Shadow machine was rolling nicely, and it was good to get everyone aboard.
I think what was really great as well, and what yourselves and Reinforced done, you brought different levels of drum and bass. You brought out all the different styles, all the different kind of genres.
Spreading across it.
You know, the stuff Foul Play used to do, which Foul Play was so ahead of their time. Wanna Be With You, that Mary J. Blige thing. Yeah. It would, you know, that was using R&B samples, you know, back 7 years ago, which is starting to happen again with drum and bass now. And they were ahead of their time. Omni Trio had a different kind of flex that he was dealing with, and that's what was so exciting. Everyone sounded different, and I think because of that, everyone was feeding off each other.
Of course, yeah. Everyone would love to have been doing everybody else's tracks, but they knew they didn't quite want to because the other people did it so well. That's what sparked everyone off. But it wasn't just within the label as well. It was across artists that were on other labels as well. As you say, we started doing remixes for other people. Some of the tracks that were coming out on Suburban Bass, and we'd get them to do some remixes for us, and with Reinforced as well. So we were all just swapping each other's ideas and artists for doing remixes.
What was great is in them days as well, I think there was friendly pressure.
Yeah.
You know, you had labels like Living Dream, like Ibiza, like yourselves, like Reinforced, and I think it was kind of like, you know, yeah, they've just brought out a bad tune. We're going to have to bring out something bad now.
Well, it was when I went out and listened to these tunes, I wanted to be blown away, and every now and then you were. It was like, wow,
yeah.
How did they do that? So let's go back and you're in the studio and you're thinking, I've got to do something that's gonna rival it.
Right.
You know, it's in the back of your mind. It's just it's friendly rivalry.
So moving from there, how did you get involved with Timeless?
I suppose meeting Goldie, he was doing a documentary pilot for a TV documentary. Came up to interview us as Two Bad Mice and myself because of the Moving Shadow thing anyway. We'd just got him to do a remix for us just prior to that, so that got a little relationship going there. And once he'd seen the setup, couldn't keep him away. I'm feeling that. I know what Goldie's like. Yeah. So did you have an idea that this album was going to be so epic? It was hard work. It was hard work because I remember being with Goldie a lot around the time of the album. And yourself, and I know it was really, really hard work. And I think what was so kind of interesting around the time of Timeless, internal affairs and stuff like that, there was a science to what you was doing. I mean, you were breaking rules. You know, time stretching had just kind of been invented, so to speak. And I know yourselves and Goldie were doing some amazing things in the studio. Yeah. Was that something special? Definitely. Yeah, it was special times. Just a lot of things all came together. A lot of planets must have been aligning somewhere because things were just happening for no apparent reason, and we were just like lapping it all up. Yeah, there was a lot of kind of coincidental things happening, and you know, the time and place, you know, meeting people at the right time, and stuff like that. How long did the album take to do? I suppose about 9 months on and off. Yeah, but almost non-stop. Pretty much. Yeah. So the basis for the tracks were you went in with a basic idea and just rolled
rolled through, or did he come in with a set idea of what to do and said, Rob?
No, not at all. No, it was just start off with some things and start riffing and just see what comes out of it, which is always the best way. If you've got an idea in your head, that's kind of...
that's defeating the object slightly, isn't it?
It doesn't work because you don't know what you're going to create.
For sure.
Too much. If you have got an idea in your head, it will come out that way. But I like the ones where you just haven't got a clue what you're going to do. You start messing around and suddenly something happens with what you're working on and you think, wow, I'll just use that bit. There it is.
I think that happened with the whole album, really.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. It was just so special because of that. It's just all these things happened and why it all happened with just that piece of vinyl.
Right, now, listen, I'll tell you, I'm so interested in this because there's so much more questions I want to ask you about Timeless, but we're going to take a little break for about 20 minutes because I want to know, because another thing about Timeless, it had all different flavours on it as well. Yeah. I think it was the first drum and bass album to really encompass everything, you know, there was R&B tracks, let's not forget, do you know what I mean? Yeah. The track itself, Timeless, was an epic, you know, and then stuff like that. And then we're going to move on to the latter day Moving Shadow stuff and you know, how you kept it moving, the 100th release and so forth. But I've got to pay special debt to Foul Play because I know one of the founder members passed away a couple of years ago, and he was one of the loveliest guys. And Foul Play was very special because at the time I was a little bit confused with drum and bass, and they were coming out with some absolutely beautiful stuff.
It was quality.
It was real quality, and this is proof in the pudding. Their remix of Renegade Snares.
Yep.
Which is what year was this? Putting you on the spot now, mate.
Was this 93 or 94?
I think this was 93, late 93. Yeah. And is this
it's all a blur, isn't it?
Yeah, it is all a blur. I can't believe it's 7 years ago. Do you know what I mean? 7 years ago, I was about 16, 17.
About that.
But is this one of the special tracks from the label?
Definitely, because it was it brought two artists together. All of Omni Trio's bits put together by Foul Play. You know, it's devastating.
Wicked, man. The effect on this, that's, you know, meetings of minds sometimes, and when you get that 50-50 right down the line, this is it. Omni Trio versus Foul Play. Brilliant track. Renegade Snares. Big shout to the Rob Playford in the house. We're going to be talking some more in around 20 minutes. We've also got a competition. We're going to be giving away some cool clubbing gear, trainers and clothes, and a stack of Moving Shadow re-releases. We've also got 6 of the best coming up. We've also got some killer cuts. But we go back in time. One of my favourites. Everyone's favourite. Renegade Snares, Omni Trio, Foul Play.
Fabio for Radio 1.
Brings back serious memories. Laserdome, Roller Express, going out on the road doing a world party, rain dance. I've got to send a big shout to a lot of people around this time who was about faces that were about and maybe aren't around so much no more. People like Rat Pack. Big shout to people like DJ Ron and SL. Big shout to all the Paradise Club crew. Everyone that used to go down Laserdome, Roller Express, that other little place in Plumstead that I can't remember. The Tasco Warehouse, I think it was called. I don't know, I can't remember. A raging little spot. And now, even if you listen to a lot of these tunes, you can hear where Garage got a lot of its influence from, trust me. The sound of Foul Play and Omni Trio, the mighty Rob Haig, who's still going now. I can't believe that guy. Unbelievable. Well, we're going to be back with Rob Playford in around 20 minutes. Remember, we're talking past, present and future. We've also got a competition coming up later. Some excellent prizes from the Moving Shadow camp. We're going to hook you up. We are going to hook you up. Some tasty gear. We're going to come present day with one of those tracks you get asked about all the time. I get asked about this constantly. I get lots of emails about this track. It's from Brazil. A track entitled Samba Sin. A good friend of mine, DJ Pachif. Send this one out to all the Manchester crew, to Chris Jam, and the rest of the guys down there in Manchester, to all the Leeds crew, everyone in Reading who attended the Matrix, which was so hot last week. Samba. To all the Sao Paulo crew, to all the Rio de Janeiro crew. Samba. I still got to tell you about this little Madonna concert as well. That was hilarious. I've got some funny things to say about it. Coming up straight after this. Remember, we've still got Rob Playford. He's here all the way through the show. We're going to be back with him in around 15-20 minutes. Samba. 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 Bit of the samba flavour. Big shout going out to DJ Marky, also to Jack Frost, Brian G, Ado and Oliver, the Movement crew. We've also got 6 of the best coming up soon.
Comecei o samba assim, sem bandeira ou tamborim, como quem não sabe nada de samba, mas sempre ouviu tocar bamba. Samba. Esse samba é meu groove da vez, com guitarra e drum and bass, só pra ver como é que fica, eletrônico, coro de cuica. Esse samba é meu groove da vez, com guitarra e drum and bass, só pra ver como é que fica, eletrônico, coro de cuica.
Radio 1.
Sound of Syntax, a track entitled Show You. Up for grabs. Later on, we've got a wicked competition. We've got a wicked selection of clothes, also some trainers, some Moving Shadow CDs. And if that is not enough, there's a year's subscription to a music magazine too. That'll be coming up in around 20 minutes, wicked competition. Tuesday nights. in my manner as well. Good old Brixton. Madonna decided to make her appearance over to Brixton Academy on Tuesday night. Of course, I had to get on the old dog and bone, phone up some of the Illuminati at Radio 1 and say, you know what? I'm a local boy, made good, so can I please have a pair of tickets? It was promptly sorted out. And then I felt a little bit queasy. I think I had some spag bol and I felt a little bit off key and weren't going to go. Turned on the news, heard tickets were going for $2,000. I suddenly felt better. I thought there is no way I am not going to this. I live down the road, I'll pop over there. So I got there as usual, get to the door, loads of people waiting outside. Really just thought, you know what, I bet you any money they ain't got my tickets. Got to the door, went to the box office, they didn't have my tickets. Oohing and ahhing for about 20 minutes. I had to have ID on me to get a ticket. Even though they had the tickets there with my name on it, I had to have ID anyway. Being a total professional, I did have ID on me. Got in and it was a great night because I have got enough respect for Madonna. People can say what they want. She could have gone down the same old R&B route which Spice Girls have taken and come out with some watered down kind of R&B, and she's progressed. She's had William Orbit producer, and her last album was great stuff. So, she's always moved on, and she's a true star. She's been around for 17, 18 years, and to see the woman live in concert was absolutely amazing. She only done 5 tracks. But when she done, everyone was kind of like, yeah, all right then, yeah, those tracks are cool, but what about Holiday? What about the oldies? Holiday brought the house down. Absolutely. It was an absolutely great night. She done 5 tracks and blew the place apart. It was only 35 minutes, but it was total bliss. So thanks to Radio 1 for sorting that out for me. But the most hilarious thing was the guest list whores, really. And I'm not being misogynist, I'm talking about male and female here. That's the hilarious thing. I mean, you go to something like that to see Madonna. Now, I'm standing up near the bar. Some guy keeps coming up asking for lager. And I'm like, listen, hang on a minute, mate. For a start, you're about 7 foot tall, get out of my way. And what are you coming here for a drink for? Go down the pub if you want a drink. And then when I got out there, the sight of people trying to get into the VIP, who cares? That's not what it's about. VIP is not what it's about at them places. Anyway, I went to see her, went home and got me nut down. But that's a moment I will treasure. And I've still got my ticket stub. If I ever get desperate. If everything starts going wrong, down the pawn shop. Not really. Back to the beats. Remember, we've got Rob Playford in the house. We're going to be speaking to him again in around 10 minutes' time. We've got competition. We've got 6 of the best. We've got all the flavours. We've got Rachel in the house. There's some vocal flavours. Remember, next week, Groove Rider with the Full Cycle Click. track entitled April Dawn. Little undercover thing. You know how it goes, you know how it goes. But as with there's a little symbolic thing here. Like Rob Playford, Madonna, both been around a long time. Both been around a long time. That's what I call a true star. Craig David's cool, don't get me wrong, but he's not a star. He's 18, he's been around for a year. So I don't want to hear nothing about he's a star, because he's not a star. This whole word star and genius gets bandied about way too much for my liking nowadays. Destiny's Child, all of them people, we'll see if they're going to be around in 15 years' time. We'll see. Because methinks not. You know, the thing about Craig David, I can kind of like, there's a parallel with him and Rick Astley. Right, anyone who's ran in the 80s knows exactly what I'm talking about. Right, anyway, moving to matters a lot more serious and a lot more pressing. On Tuesday night, there's a special tribute night at the Ends for another person involved in drum and bass that passed away. MC Kendo, an up-and-coming MC, passed away. Young guy who died of cancer. Terrible stuff, terrible stuff. You know, he's going to be sadly missed by everyone, but we've got a tribute night going on Tuesday night. Put together by Clayton from Renegade Hardware. In the main room, you've got Loxy and Ink, also Digital and Kane, Manifest and Interactive, Bad Company and Andy C, Usual Suspect and Fierce. Also Ash Attack with Nicky Black Market. MCs will be Skibbity, Rage, Verse, 5-0, Flux, GQ, IC3, Det, Moose, Foxy and Fat Man D. And also in the lounge, got a killer lineup for the lounge. Marcus Intellect, Ray Keith, Future Cut, Flight, Damage, and myself. Doors open at 9:30, goes through till 3:30 a.m. It's £6 on the door. All proceeds goes to MC Kendo's family. That's a special tribute night this Tuesday. Try and make an appearance down there. It's really important that we support, people that have passed away in our scene. We've had a few tragedies over the years, and this is another one. Also, a big shout to everyone who knew Vinny, who unfortunately passed away after an operation. Was highly involved with the in the scene. A lovely guy, really, really likeable guy, and it was a real shock to hear that he'd passed away. So sad news, but we've got to pay our respects. Remember, in the main room, Loxin Inc., Digital and Kane, Manifest and Interactive, Bad Company, Andy C, Usual Suspect and Fierce, Ash Attack, Nicky Black Market, also myself, Marcus Intellect, Ray Keith, Future Cut, Flight, Damage, from 9:30 till 3:30. It's going to be on Tuesday night. Come and pay your respects. £6 at the door. All proceeds goes to MC Kendo's family. So it's really worthwhile. Right, we've got Rob Playford up after this. We're going to be moving from 95 onwards to the present day. the sound of Caliber. Remix Pressure, the track coming out on Hospital. Remember the Caliber album next year, baby. Come on, say no more. Right, time is flying tonight. It really is. It's always like this. When I get someone in, we're really getting interesting, and we haven't got a lot of time. So we've got the mighty Rob Playford in here. Of course, Moving Shadow, celebrating a long time in the business. Now, Rob, we're up to around year 95. This is when drum and bass was hailed as the biggest British movement since punk. And how was that time for you? How was did you feel really excited at the time, or was it a kind of thing where you were just doing your thing and you weren't really paying any attention to the amount of hype that was going on at the time?
Yeah, it's hard for me because I don't pick up on things like that, which disturbs quite a few people because they see me and see, why aren't you getting excited? And I take it all in, but I don't go overboard with it. I try and keep fairly level about it all.
Right.
So, yeah, when all that was happening, it's great. It's good to see all the people getting their props and stuff, and after a long time in the desert, it was. Yeah,
and you know that, definitely.
Yeah, so it's pretty... It's just weird for me. It's just always a weird one to answer that, because, I don't know, it just doesn't...
I know, it's hard to register what was going on at that time. I mean, even when it happened...
Especially when you're right in the middle of it all as well, it's like being in the eye of a storm.
Right, exactly.
It's dead calm.
So you're just doing what you're doing, and you're not really paying that much attention.
You can't see all that big whirl around you, you know?
But the music went through two very distinct changes in around 95, because we had the speed explosion.
Yeah.
Which came around and got kind of people into the West End for the first time, and you was integral in that, of course, with people like Flytronics and of course his criminally underrated album from a couple of years ago. I thought that was great, and then it moved on to the metalhead sound as well, which of course you guys was integral in again. We know artists like Dom and Roland and people like that. Did you was there ever any kind of specifics with Moving Shadow? Did you ever think, right, we're kind of going to go move the times, or was it just quality control all the way, where it was just like, I like this track, I'm going to bring it out?
That's exactly it. We've got the people, hopefully we've got a whole bunch of people that live the life, and they know what's going on. Or it's not that they know, they are what's going on, So any tracks they happen to be making are going to be fitting of a time. So we certainly don't engineer it.
So JMJ and Richie, who are Easy Rollers, and how did you get to hook up with them guys?
Well, they're from way back, you see. That all comes from Hyper on Experience. That was the first link up with the East Anglia crew. So shortly after Hyper on Experience, which is Alex, who's now half of Easy Rollers, and Flytronics. So that was those two on board. JMJ and Richie came along, also similar area. JMJ then went on to be Easy Rollers with Alex.
Right.
So it's all intermingling and all people splitting up doing their own private things. Like then Flytronics went off to do his thing, and it's just good to have all those people.
So another big happening for you, of course, was the Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, Walk This Land, which is that track blew up along with the film. And I think what was so strange about it, I'm sure when you was asked originally if you could get a track for the album, for the film, sure you didn't know that Guy Ritchie was going to become this major director, and Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels was going to become the seminal British film of the 90s.
No, not at all. No one ever does. But we were told about it at the time, and it was like, it sounds cool. Go for it.
So what, did they actually come to you? Did Guy Ritchie come to you with...
Yeah, I'd heard the track on... it was never out as a single. It was on Storms in the East, one of our...
right, that's right. Yeah.
So he'd heard it on an album, and said, can we have it in the film? Like, yeah, right.
Did you go to the premiere as well?
No. No, but don't rank that highly, you see.
But that was a big tune for you. That got to...
Yeah, of course, yeah. It was nice. It was fitting because it was kind of... it was an underground sort of tune, and it was an underground sort of film, and they both blew up and bubbled over.
I think that was great. I mean, it had a big scene.
Yeah.
It had one of the key pivotal scenes in the film. The track was yeah. When I saw that, I was.
It worked.
It really worked. It really, really worked. That was
funny.
And what position did that get to in the chart?
Let me think. 26 or 18. It
Excellent.
Was really high.
Is that an ambition to maybe move on to soundtracks one day?
We've got quite a few things like that because of the way Moving Shadow works. We've got a good machine there. And the team back in the office, we've got a good little thing going there, and we just like to look after the artists. It's a good way of getting them some money because, as everyone knows, selling records don't earn you a lot, and it's nice to get these things come up every now and then. For the people that aren't DJs, there's no real other way of earning any money. If they can DJ, that's cool because they can get the money that way. Records are more like an advert for them, for their talents. So if we can get them used in films, adverts, whatever.
For sure.
It's all good for them.
That's a really good booster, I think, really.
Yeah, it is.
And it gave the lads some confidence as well.
Definitely.
And it got an advert. The only thing people apparently kept ringing them and asking them for furniture.
It's been used on all sorts.
But I'm going to ask you, like, how have you kept going through all this? I mean, you've been through so many ups and downs with the label. 150 releases is, we've done 28 in 4 years, and it's just ironed me out, Rob. I just don't know how you do it, man.
But you're busy doing all this and DJ all the time, right? And I haven't had time for that. I used to DJ, had to knock that on the head. I've done that again recently, but it gets in the way. There's all kinds of things that get in my way, and I have to block them off and do certain things at certain times of the year. And say, right, I've been doing that for a while now, I need to concentrate on this. It's like spinning plates, really, on an end of a piece of cane, You have to keep going one and making sure it's still spinning up there.
So what about yourself? Of course, let's not forget you're a renowned engineer, and you've done, remixes for the Fugees and so forth. Well, do you still do a lot of do you do a lot of engineering?
Yeah, I've been over to the States quite a bit, doing quite a bit of work in LA. So that's taken up quite a bit of time over the last 2 years, but also at my studio as well, doing stuff for people over here. It's been busy.
So that's you're working on all kinds of different sounds and
all kinds, yeah, up to some big people.
Really, yeah, but you're gonna hold that down. You're keeping that one to yourself, Rob. Yeah, I can see that look in your face already.
It's kind of nice. I like getting my little twists into. Just injecting my thing into some big people's stuff with it, and then people don't even realise that they're getting a piece of me.
That's right.
So that's kind of nice for me.
That's a subtle way of doing things, isn't it?
That's me. I'm subtle. I like to be underneath there, and just as long as I'm getting my thing out there via some little means, that keeps a smile on my face, and people don't even know.
Well, and plus it keeps the label going as well.
Yeah.
Everything just kind of ties up, and you can get the means to carry the label on and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
The label is my life. It started off as a hobby, and it's my life. If I can carry on doing things to fund that and keep Shadow going, then that's what it's all about.
So what does the future hold for you? Any plans?
Pretty much basically carrying on doing what we've always been doing. We're looking at some of the new technologies that are coming along at the moment. That's really exciting. Obviously I'm always involved in that and always have been, so that's exciting for me. As far as the company's concerned, we've got a lot of these things like computer games, been involved in a lot of that recently, soundtracks for those, and it's just trying to carry on in that kind of area, just make sure that we're dealing with all those things that can be dealt with so that the artist can get paid.
That I tell you, that is one of the things that you've really got to balance. I mean, it's because it's difficult running a label, especially nowadays with the whole vinyl thing, and the fact that it takes a long time to get tracks out as well. That's what you're very good at getting tracks out. That's why me and you're going to have to talk a little bit after this. And keeping artists,
write a book about it. Really.
Yeah, really. Keeping artists happy is one of the main things that you don't think about if you're not running a label. But making sure people get paid on time and to have 150 releases and still be going is a major achievement, Rob.
Well, I've got a lot of people work for me. I've got 6 people work for me. So there's me and 6 others. So. That's what it takes.
But you know, another bit of respect. You know, your hit rate has been amazing. You know, from tracks like Terrorist to Renegade Snares to the Omni Trio albums to, you know, Flytronics albums. How much albums have you brought out?
What are we on? 25, I think.
What?
Yeah, something like that. Not
You're
all
joking.
Some of those compilations as well, but yeah. I mean, Omni Trio's working on his 5th album.
Wow. Do you know what? I've done one album and it nearly killed me. It took me about 4 years to get this album together.
Well, that's what I mean. You're busy doing a lot of other things.
Yeah.
You're busy being Fabio. You know,
well,
that's a full-time job.
Someone's got to do it, innit,
exactly.
Rob? Rob, somebody's got to do it. Listen, we've almost come to the end. We've got a little competition we're running, though.
Yeah.
And we've got some great stuff to give away. We've got trainers to give away, CDs, vouchers, and so forth. You're going to read out the
question.
The question.
Yeah, I am. All right. Who were the 3 artists that made Moving Shadows 100th release? There were 3 people involved with it.
Okay. And you can send your answers to fabio@bbc.co.uk. Email your answers. The 3 artists that recorded the 100th release on Moving Shadow. Tell us, they're very, very big time artists. So tell us who they are, and you can win yourself, you know, CDs, clothes, trainers. It's one of our best packages ever, and that's courtesy of Mr. Rob Playford. Right, Rob, before we go, you got another smasher out. The Renegade Snares remix, man.
Terrorist.
The Terrorist remix, sorry.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, that's been around for a little while. Come out, and it's been out for ages now, and it's still tearing it up. I can't believe it. What
gave you the idea to remix it? Was it people kept asking if there's going to?
It's kind of a natural thing, you know. There's a lot. The whole scene's going around a bit of a loop at the moment. And there are certain icons from certain times that are an integral part of Moving Shadow, and it's like, let's revisit them. Let's do that and do that and do that, and this one's just like.
Well, we've got to a stage of drum and bass now, and I think it's a bit like hip hop where it's been around so long. I don't think, you know, and the death of drum and bass, which was greatly exaggerated 2-3 years ago, you know, and people still talk about it in the terms like, you know, is drum and bass dead? Which I think is ridiculous, because they've been saying that for the last 4 years, and we know that it's going to carry on. What's your hope?
People don't understand it.
No.
Whatever they're looking at as they think is drum and bass isn't what it is. That's the thing. These people that report on it, which is pretty sad. But that's the thing.
But I get the feeling that, I mean, drum and bass as a commercial, it's never going to be. You're going to get tracks in the top 10 every week and stuff like that. And I think because of that, I think the press jumped on it and called it a failure because of its failure of critical success.
That's not what it's ever
which is crap.
To do.
It is a load of crap.
You
because
look at me, I'm not a pop star.
And you know,
I don't want to be.
Well, that's what we're talking about big dogs like yourself and other people, and that's not why we came into this.
No.
On any kind of level, and it's, we come on this to do what we do and bring releases out there and keep it underground and keep it real. And I think we've gone through the worst aspects of drum and bass. I think we've gone through the worst times. I think, you know, the whole fact that everyone was down and it affected people.
Yeah.
And it hasn't affected people like you and myself and the Groove Riders and whatever, because we don't give a toss.
No.
You know, and it's just about bringing out quality releases and hoping your crowd hear it and they'll be forever feeling it.
Exactly. All you got to do is look what's behind us. You know.
That's right, man. There's so much history there, man.
And even not only its own history, but what it's caused to happen. You know, with the UK garage at the moment. All kinds of different scenes that have come off of what we've been involved in over the last years.
Well, I think
so many of them.
I think big beats have come from it. I think UK garage has, and not being funny. I mean, if you listen to hip hop does not sound like it used to sound years ago. And Timbaland changed the whole face of R&B, and now hip hop is starting to sound like R&B and starting to sound like drum and bass.
Strange, isn't it?
And it's really strange. But Rob, you know what? We are the real dogs.
Well.
Right. So who let the dogs out? Let's play that at the right speed, yeah?
Yep.
But Rob, this is another killer. Absolutely blowing up the spot. Is this out in the shops?
Yeah, if you can get hold of it still.
Yeah. Is it been kind of deleted-ish, kind of?
No, I don't think so.
I still get a lot of people asking me.
No, it's still out, mate.
It's still out, yeah?
It's on the Kilobytes album.
Oh, right,
which we had out in June. So it was out just before the summer.
Right, because a lot of people ask me, like, you know, it's still on plate and stuff.
No.
On the Kilobytes album, absolutely doing the business. Groove Rider's been absolutely murdering it. He's played it on every single one of our live shows. It's a killer. Terrorist, the remix, 2000-2001. We're going to say our goodbyes to Rob straight after this. Remember, it's Radio 1. You listen to Fabio Friday night, Saturday morning. This is how we do. Wicked. Catch that on the Kilobytes. Terrorist remix. Ten years on, you're still making hits. So what next for the Rob Playford?
Well, like I say, I'm just carrying on doing what I do, and no plans Nothing planned out, written out. I've got to do this by then, and nothing. I just do what I do.
How did the tour go? Have you finished the tour?
I have.
Yeah.
I've had enough. We've been.
It was pretty extensive, that tour.
It was, yeah. I mean, I did the whole of the States, so that was pretty exhausting. And got back. That took me a week to get over that.
Yeah,
but that was incredible over there. That's the best it's been yet. And then back here last Friday for the end. Which was
How was that? How did that go?
Absolutely.
Who did
amazing.
you have playing down there?
Who did we have?
Yeah, well, one of them. Who's who? It was a who's who.
My
kind of thing.
favourite, and it's not even drum and bass. Well, he did play drum and bass, obviously. DJ Craze.
Yeah, I heard.
World DMC champion.
I heard, man.
Standing there watching that, which, like I said earlier, that was kind of what got me into all of that. So
yeah.
This is where I came in almost.
Right.
I was standing there watching it happen, and that was a choker.
Yeah, that was very special for you. Yeah,
very.
Groove Rider came down because he'd done the Radio 1 tour night, and he came down. I think he played 11 till 12.
He did,
and he said it was just like on fire at 11 o'clock. It was heaving in there.
Randall was after him, and then it was Craze, then Easy Rollers, and we had a bunch of boys in the other room doing loads of downbeat and hip hop stuff. So it was a great night. Really
Excellent.
Was.
Well, Mr. Rob Playford, listen, now I was gonna end this off, and it's been great to have you here because, as I said, you know, we don't get a chance to see each other that much anymore because you're busy, I'm busy, we're always doing things, but we always know each other still about, and you know, and it's great to know that you're still bringing out things like Terrorist Remix and bringing out great tracks by Aqua Sky and Omni Trio and stuff like that. And it's great to know you're still around and you've never turned your back on us.
Certainly not.
And 150 releases means you've been so busy over the last 10 years. And hopefully, when I'm about 35-ish in 10 years' time, and you know, you're the same age as me, we can come back and do this in FM, still on Radio 1.
Yeah.
We can come back and do this.
Well, it'll be TV by then. Sure.
Yeah, well, it could be. BBC One, though. Let's, you know, I've got to keep it in-house. You know what I'm saying, baby? I've got to keep it in-house. But, Rob, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
Best of luck for the next year. Before you go, any releases that you want to kind of... anything that we can look forward to?
Hopefully we're going to have a whole retrospective over the last 10 years. We're going to do that, I think, on 3 different CDs. Each of those is going to have like 3 or 4 CDs in it.
And what you got on that?
Everything,
From
day one up to now.
Dread bass, the whole thing.
The whole lot.
So that's going to take up a bit of your
If you want a whole
time.
collection of Shadow stuff, it'll all be on those CDs.
And what about Rob? What's the Rob Haig?
He's hopefully he's hard at work.
Yeah. You never know.
We've got some bits from him recently, and the quality's there.
Yeah, he's quality.
I'll wait to hear some more.
It's great about Rob because he's been around and he doesn't go out, as I said. I've seen him once in what, 13 years on this scene? But he listens to the shows and he always sends me little bits with a little letter.
Yep.
And he's a lovely guy, so give my respects to him and my regards, and tell him to try and send me a picture or something. I've forgotten what he looks like. But Rob, I tell you what, man, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Best of luck. Well, let's just read out this competition one more time. Go on.
All right. Yep. It was who were the 3 artists that made the Moving Shadow 100 release.
Okay, and you can send your answers on that to fabio@bbc.co.uk or send them in to Fabio Radio 1 London W1N 4DJ, and we'll get back to you. Rob, peace, man.
Yeah.
Respects, yeah?
Yeah, man.
Many thanks once again to Rob Playford. We're going to be giving out the competition winners next week. And remember the Decade of Classic CD, double CD, is going to be out in your shops. Great stuff. Right, knowledge 6 of the best. Got to run this down rather quickly. Detonation at the Ballroom in Nottingham. Goldie, Andy C, Simon Baseline Smith. Movement at Mass. Jumping Jack Frost, Andy C, Rough Stuff, Tonic, Calm, Ray Keith, MC's GQ, Fearless, Moose and IC3. Pure Science, Atomics and Maidstone. Scent Files remix album launch. DJ SS, Shy Effects, Groove Rider, Jumping Jack Frost, Skibbity, Flux and Warren G. Fabric Live at Fabric. Ed Rush, Optical, Groove Rider, Adam F, J Magic, Jumping Jack Frost, Randall Fierce, Matrix, Moving Fusion, Shimon, Red One, MC's Rhyme Time and Basim. And last but not least, Flashback at the Q Club in Birmingham. The Mighty Rat Pack with Everson Allen, Randall, MC GQ to be confirmed. DJ Sai with MC Storm, Easy Groove, Pilgrim, Mistress. In Arena 2, Reinforced Records, 4 Heroes, Stretch, DJ Virus, MC MG, Andy C and Pro Sessions DJ. Remember at the end on Tuesday night, MC Kendo. We're all going to be down there representing. Wednesday night we got Swerve. We had 3 years of Swerve last Wednesday. It was absolutely on fire. It's myself, Bailey and Addiction this week. That should be hot. That should be hot. And I think that is about it. Come to the end of the road tonight. Remember next week with the Groove Rider, you got the full cycle click. Hopefully you got Ronnie Size, Cross, Die, Sav all up in the place. We've got our Christmas shows coming up with me and Groove doing our kind of Morecambe and Wise, Lauren and Hardy, Abbott and Costello, Vic and Bob, that kind of double show. It's absolutely hilarious. We just laugh and take the piss out of people. So listen to that. That's just before Christmas. We're going to be Fabric Live before Christmas. And then the end of the year.
It's said.
But many thanks for listening. Many thanks to everyone keeping it real out there, listening to the shows, boosting up our listening figures and making everyone know drum and bass is coming to bite everyone in their arse next year. All the non-believers, all the doubters, you better believe it. So until next time, it's Fabio, Groove Rider next week. See ya later.
Richie Marsden.
Your selection.
Radio 1.